Not all paranormal investigators understand how to work with the dead, but as a death witch, I understand it well. I'm Nicole Nightfall, and since early childhood, I've been mastering how to work with and speak with the dead, and now I'm documenting it all.
It was like literally a person standing right there.
Join me as I explore well-known and even unknown locations by myself or with carefully selected teams, including seasoned paranormal investigators, seasoned practitioners, and even new ones, as they have their first experiences with ghosts. The following content contains mature themes and language. Triggering content and subject matter is discussed. Sensitive viewers are hereby advised. This content contains flashing lights. Headphone users be cautioned, there may be abrupt changes in volume. The following investigation is conducted by a professional. Do not attempt, viewer discretion is advised. I feel like something's touching me.
Mm-hmm. Are you touching Nicole right now? She's sitting on the floor.
Hi.
Hi. Are you touching Nicole right now?
Tonight's investigation brings us somewhere that's never been investigated before. During the Revolutionary War, Goshen, New York encompassed grounds that were supposed to be neutral between British soldiers and the Americans. However, those who lived on these grounds knew nothing that resembled peace because of marauders like Claudius Smith. A loyalist to the British crown, Claudius Smith was known to rob and pretty much torment people who did not side with his own. As you can see here, there was a hefty reward at the time for his capture, especially after his escape. When he was finally caught, however, he was hung on nearby property near a hanging tree which no longer stands. It was rotted out and dug out in the 1920s, but it's believed to be on the grounds where the church is nearby. When they built this courthouse in 1841, it said they took the head of Claudius Smith and put it in the masonwork above the doorway, and it's such a strong rumor that there's even a plaque for it for legends and lore outside of the courthouse itself. This city of Goshen, New York has its own haunted history, and there's even a ghost tour highlighting how many haunts are in the area alone. And as a first-time investigator to this building, we are very excited to have access. And of course, I brought my partner in crime, Esoterica, with me. Give me a Marlboro Red.
Sure, one coming right up. Johnny?
Thanks, Samuel. And this autumn season, I worked in partnership with Orange County Tourism to bring the local paranormal events and Halloween events going on in the area. And since they work outside of this building, they were kind enough to let me have access to come investigate. And I was more than happy to have them join along. This is Rachel's first ever paranormal investigation. And if you've watched the first episode, this is Lisa, who joined us at Mid-Orange Correctional Facility. I think I got her hooked on the paranormal. She did very well under the Estes method, which we will show later. And they decided to bring some of their friends along for the ride. And some of them had some interesting responses as well. And it's not exactly what you guys might be expecting, but that'll come later. For now, let's start off in the basement. So where we're starting in the basement is right when you walk into the door, and I was immediately drawn down to the end of this hallway and the rooms down here. There's two major rooms that you could go into. This one here to the left, which has, there's pretty much all storage down in the basement, but there was artwork down here. But I decided to set up in the one that was way down at the end of the hall there. And right after turning the Phasma box on, it starts before I can even finish setting up. Arrested. Please keep in mind, again, there have been no paranormal investigators here yet, so these spirits here are probably very confused about what the heck we're doing. So we have to be a little gentle and explain a lot to them when we start.
Why don't you take a seat at the desk?
Please, you got it. Spirit, if you're here, there's multiple electronics around, lights, screens, things you probably don't really recognize. You are allowed to interact with them. There are lights if you want to touch red lights. And you are free to speak to us. If you want to tell us how you're feeling,
To call me a witch?
Remember, a lot of these spirits are not from our time and will most likely look down upon everything I do here. They call me this multiple times throughout my investigation here, especially at the start.
Yep. They're in the art room with all the paintings. There's a way you can tell us how you're feeling. So you can use that device as well. Can you hear me? There's something like... Why'd you get quiet all of a sudden? Oh. Who are you? REM pod's going off.
I told you, it's in there. It's with them. Whatever was in here before.
All right, let me go. All the people. Thank you so much. We're here. Can you make it go off again? Please? Who's here with us? Claudius, is that you? If it is, can you change the color? Did it say never?
At the time, I didn't think of this, but if you want to look at it as he doesn't want to change the color because he was on the side of the British, so changing it from red, he might see it as some sort of given. And even at his execution, he very much was loyal to the crown.
Did you guys hear that noise? Did somebody make that noise?
Any breathing?
Yeah, like a.
Yeah, I heard that.
Was that any of you? Do you know?
Not me.
Yeah. You heard it right. It was like a.
Yeah.
Claudius, I'm going to ask one more time, so if we know it's you, can you say your name or touch the red light if it's you? What room is your favorite? Oh, that's him. Thank you.
At this point, I start to do my thing as a psychic channel, pretty much against my will, as it usually goes, and I start to get images of a man who's maniacally laughing as he's hacking away with a hammer or his fists at the pipes of the building and messing with the water, causing leaks, clogs, all sorts of things. And I decide to ask the women of tourism who work in this building.
Do you have issues with the water here sometimes?
I'm not sure.
It's him. He's saying he plays with the water.
I'm a few days into editing this episode, but I had to go back to this point to post an important update. Yesterday, I received a text from Rachel that read this. Read this on the screen and let me know below what your thoughts are about this. While I was investigating at this point, I was fairly certain we were talking to the spirit of Claudius Smith, but I knew for a fact he was the one who loved messing with the water and the pipes. After reviewing the evidence, I'm certain he was with us far more strongly than we could have imagined, and the Phasma box being so intelligent and piecing together the story and what makes sense to him and his life and death.
Claudius, if that's you, can you repeat what I'm doing? Sorry, guys. Thank you for doing that. Do you mind knocking? Thank you.
Card full.
I just emptied that card before I came here. Cool. I'll give you my cell phone to use.
So as I'm going to go get the cell phone for Esotorica to record on, since the other camcorder has a memory card that's no longer working, I want to give a helpful tip about the knocking. So you never want to knock 3 times because of superstitious reasons. So you want to do 2 or 4. Heck, you could do 5 if you want to. And not only do you hope that the spirit knocks back, but what it really does, like with most things, when you are tapping into them or clapping your hands, it moves the energy. So what happened there was with the REM pod going off is it gave them a burst of energy. It triggered them to activate one of the devices. So when you're interacting with your environment, not just the machinery, but the walls where the energy is settling into or the floor, it can kick up the spiritual energy.
See, I thought it said that. I feel like there's a woman here, Victoria. You're famous. They know you. There's a woman here too, though. Who's the female? What's the name of the female spirit? She's standing there? I feel like the female spirit is like an A name. Like, I know it said Alice, but it's like Alice, and there's like an A name, like an old one.
Allison
Or Alice,
yeah.
It's frustrating listening to this back as always and hearing the Phasma box actually answering my question, but when I'm in the zone, I can't really make out what it's saying.
What's the name of the female spirit?
Other than the landmarker that's outside, I know nothing of the history of this building or of Claudius Smith. What's wild is I am doing this as I'm speaking to you right now, as I'm narrating this, and what came through the Phasma box and the A name I was picking up was eerily accurate. He kidnapped a woman named Abigail and married her when her family was away. And when they came back, she was supposedly taken back into the family since it wasn't agreed upon. The details are rough, according to the historian. However, he ended up marrying Jerusha, who was believed to be Abigail's stepsister later on in life. Claudius had several wives, but it was believed that when he was hung, his wife was Jerusha, and the wife he kidnapped was named Abigail. And at this point, I keep looking down the hallway because I feel like the woman, Abigail, is staring at me down at the end of this hall, and I feel compelled to go under the Estes method.
I want to try the Estes.
Okie dokie.
I don't know we're feeling him down here, but I feel like I need to go there and do it. I don't know we're feeling him down here, but I feel like I need to go there and do it.
You want to do it?
I'll go under. I'll go under first, and then I might move you and have you do it in here. All right. I just feel like I need to do it in there. That's sound. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. All right. Let me get this going.
I just want to let you know, like, I felt something on my hand.
With a number of things happening as I announce I want to go down that hallway and I'm being pulled, it almost feels like something else wants to stop me. And as you all could see from both camera point of views, neither of us hit the cameras or made any sort of noise that could cause that to sound so close to the camera, and nobody was moving. The people with us, I told them, do not move. Nobody was walking. So there's no explanation for that sound or for why Lisa got touched or even why that REM pod went off. I've walked by it several times, as you could even see in the video, and it never went off when I'm just walking past it. So I decided to do an EVP session immediately in this room where Lisa was touched.
Did you feel like it was going this way?
Yeah.
Okay, because I saw something like down here.
Near the earth.
Near the earth, yes.
Actually, I decided since I'm in here and Lisa just experienced something, I'm going to do the EVP recording. It is very, very important during this that nobody makes a sound. I will obviously let you know, and then we'll play it back to see if we got anything, okay?
I'm using a standard modern voice recorder for this, but what's crazy is the camera being used by Esotorica, my cell phone, is the only thing that captures these voices.
All right, EVP recording started. Is there anybody in this room right now? Is there anybody in this room right now? Who just brushed against Lisa? Can you tell us your name? Do you know what year it is? All right, let's see if we got anything. And so if you need to move, make a sound, you're fine. Let's play it back.
Will we be able to hear if we move?
You could come
Yeah,
down
you can
here
come
if you
in.
want to.
All right, sorry, that was me turning it off.
All right, let's go do the Estes. I'm going to try this again.
We heard another sound, that thing that we think is the,
But it was closer. It was like that, like somebody
that
was
tap,
tapping on
right?
it. But it was like right where they were in the art room.
Yeah, so I'm going to try the Estes down there for that reason. Although originally I was being beckoned to do the Estes method all the way down in the hall where I thought I saw something, I decided with this new revelation from them standing in the art room where you see me now, that I would do the Estes method here first and move down.
Off in general.
All right, guys, I'm starting. So just remember, if you ask questions, keep them low in my voice so I can't hear you. Okay.
Is there anybody who'd like to come forward and speak? Are you having a hard time coming through?
Hey there.
Hello, what's your name? Can you say your name?
What?
Can you say your name? Are you having a hard time hearing us?
No.
Okay. Do you want to say your name?
Somewhere.
Are you in the basement? The basement of this building? Do you see the pipes and the wires on the ceiling? Or are you somewhere else?
I feel like something's touching me.
Mm-hmm. Are you touching Nicole right now? She's sitting on the floor.
Hi.
Hi. Are you touching Nicole right now? REM pod's going off. Are you touching the REM pod? The flashing lights at the end of the hallway?
Somewhere.
Are you down that hallway with the light?
Sorry.
Hello. That's my name. What's yours?
At this point, under the Estes method, I start to feel very uncomfortable, like something's rushing up on me, and you can hear disembodied footsteps in this recording, which is utterly terrifying.
Do you see all of us down here?
Was anybody Is anybody walking or anything? Because I felt like somebody, like the pressure on the floor, like
No.
somebody walked up to me.
No.
And this is what I do differently and why I love doing the Estes method as a psychic channel, because before that happened, I was calling the spirits to me. I was communicating into the void and pulling on any energy that might be around to draw them to. And considering that recorded and how I felt it and heard it myself is absolutely mind-blowing evidence.
You can keep touching the red light over there.
Somewhere.
Are you lost?
Yes.
Do you have any idea where you are?
Find me.
We can help find you. Can you make a noise in whatever room you're in? We can come to you. You can tap on the wall. You can touch me or Nicole. You can touch a box or a painting, just so we know where you are.
Nicole.
Okay, you can touch Nicole. She already said yes.
Oftentimes when I begin to channel, you know I have a spirit by how I start shaking. Every single energy source has a rhythm, like electricity.
Look up.
Are you on the floor above where we are? Are you upstairs?
I look.
Can you see us from upstairs?
I felt the current of that spirit shift and leave go dim, so I decided to try and connect again or call in any others.
Where did that sound come from?
It's the heat.
Okay.
I rub my hands like this to conduct out my own energy source to draw in more spirits.
Where are you looking from? Are you looking down, straight, or up?
Somewhere.
Is there any way you can make any noise or movement so that we can find you? I know it's difficult, you can't explain it, but we'd like to try to help you.
Sticking.
Are you stuck? Are you stuck where you are?
Worried.
Why are you worried? Do you hear that?
Newspaper.
It's upstairs. Are you upstairs? Are there newspapers in the room you're in? Can you see us from upstairs, looking down?
Can I say something?
Yeah.
There is a room right over here.
I want to try the other room.
Oh my God.
What'd she say?
You're so funny because as you said that, Rachel was saying there's a room over there that we should go
I
in.
feel like pulled, like I was just immediately like intrusive thought, like you need to go in the other room.
Let's go to the other room.
Okay.
We heard stuff above us as well.
Yeah.
Did like someone walking.
Very little.
Someone's up there right above
Because it was
us.
saying like up, and it was kept saying somewhere, and I'm like, I don't know why it keeps repeating that. So.
I was trying to ask where they were. I think they don't know where they are. They're very confused.
Well, I'm thinking too. I mean, obviously, I'm piecing together some story here, but with Claudius, if his head was removed, like maybe he doesn't know where he is. Like somewhere, I don't know. Like,
And he's looking down.
Yeah.
I mean, if he's buried, like you said, some.
Foundation or something.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of places, yeah, where you could be looking down.
All right, let's go in there.
This is the only side of the basement we've explored, and even Rachel and Lisa, who work in this building, it's not like they come down here at all, so they're exploring it too for the first time. And what Rachel finds first on the other side of the building will have you all floored.
What's over there?
Is it newspaper?
We find another giant storage room with thousands of records, and the room next to it has newspapers. And under the Estes method, newspaper came through loud and clear. They were calling us to this room, and what you don't see when I turn the corner is the light turning on by itself. Watch this.
Like really old records.
Stop it.
At first, we don't react to this because we think there's an auto sensor, but this is a very old building. There are no auto sense lights, especially in the basement. And watch us have this realization as we walk in. I'm the first one to walk in. Nobody came in before me.
Like really old records.
Stop it, though. Because that came through the newspaper.
Although we can turn the light off
Yes.
in here. I don't know who turned it on. Who turned it on? Did you turn it on?
No.
You dropped a chapstick.
Is there not a sensor when you walk in?
Oh, maybe there. I didn't think there were records.
No, this was on.
Funeral records.
It wasn't.
It wasn't on. We walked in and it turned on.
Nicole, you saw the funeral records, correct?
Stairs.
Right here? The box that says funeral records on it.
And I tried it.
Where's the door?
I get.
Are we not going to talk about how me and Rachel walked in this room and the light turned on by itself?
Yeah,
There's no
yeah.
sensor?
That was weird.
Oh.
I was recording, so there is one?
No.
It literally, we walked in and the light turned
It was
on.
off when you were walking
Yes.
towards it.
On.
As we attempt to debunk this, why this light turned on, and you guys saw the footage, you heard the footage, we didn't even hear that loud clicking when it went to turn on. But at this point, we then have the realization that that same clicking sound you hear with us trying to debunk it is the same sound we started hearing when I was calling on spirit during the Estes method. And you hear it several times in the beginning. So now it begs a question, was that light just turning on and off the entire time that we were in there calling on spirit? I decide it's time again to set up for the Estes method with all of this crazy stuff going on, and I'm deep in the room where the light went on, and soon Lisa points out that the funeral records are not just outside of the room, but right here in this room. We are surrounded by thousands of cemetery markers, funeral records, death certificates, all people in Orange County over maybe 100 years, old cemetery records, as you can see there. And as we look around, we realize we are literally in a room of death. Before I start the Estes method, I feel like there's way too many of us in this room, so I decide to send half of them into the newspaper room, which I have yet to step foot into. And I decide to send Esoterica in there as well to ask the questions, so I'm really far away, so you guys know I really can't hear a dang thing she's saying.
So these are all just documents from the courthouse?
Voter registration,
Oh, okay.
1948.
Oh, wow.
From each side. This is, I think, the village of Chester.
In the room with me is Rachel and Lisa from Orange County Tourism and Lisa's friend Raven, and I instruct them if they want to ask me questions too, this is how they do it.
Hear you, and I don't need to hear you. These are noise canceling, but I can hear if you talk like loud. So
Right.
do whatever you want to do. She's recording in there. I'm recording in here. So, all right, I can't hear you now. I'm deaf.
Just heard something above me.
All right, Victoria, I'm under.
Spirit, are you in the room with Nicole or in the room here with us?
records.
Okay.
Can I talk to you?
How many living people are in this room?
Victoria.
Yes, I'm here. Anybody else? Can you shout anyone else out? Spirit, is there anything you'd like to say while we're here? I'm making the REM pod go off in the middle of the hallway.
Can I talk to you?
Paper.
That whisper you just heard was coming from somebody asking me a question in the room. It's not a disembodied voice, so they are doing the Estes method properly, just how I told them. I will be going back and forth between the two audios, so there's not overlapping because Victoria's having her own conversation and we're having our own session, so I will cut back and forth to what is relevant.
I'm sorry.
Why are you sorry?
Whisper.
Why are you sorry? Sorry, Spirit. I mean to joke. Did you just touch my necklace?
I'm sorry. Whisper.
Spirit, why are you sorry? Spirit, did you do something wrong?
It's me.
Hi, who is it? Who is me? What's your name?
Lisa.
Is your name Lisa, or do you see Lisa?
Say my name.
Are you okay?
I think we're all okay. Are you okay?
Lisa.
Hello? Are you still there?
Lisa. Hey.
Hi, who is it?
Victoria. Whisper. Look.
Where am I looking? Where should we be looking?
Solid. Knock.
Can you knock? Okay, that came from over there. Are you knocking in this room? Can you do it again? Can you knock any of the records off of the wall?
Esoterica requesting this is very important for how I feel coming up, and you'll see why.
Victoria.
Yes. Can you knock anything off of the walls or move anything in any of these rooms that we can see? Do you want me to go under with the headphones?
I start to feel extremely agitated, very sensitive to this red light, and it rolls away, and I'm very irritated and feel like the room is shaking and that things are about to fall on me.
Tim.
Who's Tim? Is that your name? Tim, can you make a sound in any of these rooms?
Bloody.
Tim, are you hurt? Who is bloody?
Gripping.
Oh, no, that's weird. I just heard something like behind me.
Please.
Please, what? What do you need? What can we do for you?
Victoria.
What can I do for you? Is there anything I can help you with?
I'm old.
All right, what can I do with that? It's okay. You could be old. It's fine. Still help
I'm
you.
looking down.
What is your name?
Tori.
Who's looking down? I want to help you.
I have no idea why I start snapping, and being the psychic channel that I am, sometimes spirit does weird things through me.
Are you coming in between the rooms back and forth?
I'm over here.
All right, so you're in there now. Okay. Nicole is in there. She can help you as well.
Building.
You're in the building with us.
Stop that.
What do you want us to stop? Do you not like what we're doing?
Walking around.
You want me to stand more still?
While Victoria and most of us will think that spirit's talking to us when this happens, a common misconception is a lot of the times when we're doing the spirit box or channeling or the Estes method or anything really involving the spirits, sometimes we're catching them talking to each other and not to us. So I believe right now I'm tuning into a spirit who's very annoyed about the spirits that are walking around that they hear above them, that I was hearing under the Estes method earlier. And I thoroughly believe that's what's happening right here.
Or are you walking around?
I heard.
What did you hear? You can hear me?
Step up.
Are you confused because the staircase is blocked?
Moving around.
Is it hard for you to move around with the stairs blocked off?
Victim.
Who's the
Murder.
victim? Oh. Did you hurt somebody or were you hurt?
Murder.
Is that why you're sorry?
Gun.
Were you shot? Did you shoot anybody? Where is your gun? Were you arrested for murder?
Walk around.
I just saw something over there again. Like right in front of you just then. Someone I think keeps touching like chin, like neck, all of that, because it's like, yeah, tickling, that's what happens. Like I was feeling someone taking my necklace and going like this, but like very lightly. Did you hurt somebody by their neck or their head?
Look at that.
Look at what?
Phone.
Oh, can you see me recording on the phone?
Recording.
Yeah, I am recording. Is that okay? Do you mind?
Tapping.
Do you hear that tapping? Like, it's the sound that that's making right now, but it's a little tapping sound.
Let's go.
Where are we going, pal? Do you want us to do anything else down here?
Table.
I start to feel very uncomfortable in this moment and keep getting disturbing visions of a man, and I can just see his arms swiping off everything on that table that's right at my eye level, flying things off the cabinet and throwing things at me. I take myself out and have no idea that Esotorica made this request earlier.
Can you knock any of the records off of the wall?
And though that would be highly unlikely that all of that would happen, I didn't want to risk it, especially since this location has been one of the most active locations I've ever been to. The amount of disembodied sounds and voices I keep capturing on these devices that I'm finding now in the reviewing stage is unlike any other location I've ever been to.
I keep getting the visualization like something's gonna fall on me. Mm-hmm. So, and not that I think it's gonna be an all-out poltergeist thing, but I don't want to actually have something fall on me. So, and when it said table, and then I felt like something was here, and it said something about papers, I couldn't make it out, and I was like, I'm gonna stop, because I don't want, like, something to get thrown at me, so.
Well, I heard, like, there was one point where I heard somebody, like, I heard footsteps above me, and then said, like, walk around, or something along those lines. And what's weird is Rachel kept saying, was it Rachel who says, I hear someone whispering?
Yes.
And it said me, because I was asking questions.
Oh, you were?
So what's crazy is I'm getting chills. I was hearing whispering outside of my headphones, like not in them, almost like somebody was like up against my ear, and I heard it like twice.
I swear, I heard whispering.
You heard me, and
I
that's
didn't
why
know
I
that
kept
she was asking
saying
anything.
Lisa.
Since everybody was hearing voices with their own ears, I decided to try a quick EVP session in this room before we moved on to the next one. And nothing significant came from this short EVP session. I only asked a few questions. I thought I heard a short breath after one of them, but it wasn't significant enough for me to post it, I felt like. So with this, we decided to go on to the next room where Esotorica was standing before asking me the questions, and I have yet to step foot in there. And what happens turns into an all-out mediumship session, one I didn't plan. But sometimes when I'm in the zone and I'm channeling spirits and most of these people are new to me, their spirits will step forward, as they always do, to protect us whenever we're in a strange environment or somewhere they need to feel like they need to surround us with their love. And that's certainly what happens next. Unfortunately, I'm out of time for this week, but I will continue this episode. We are still in the basement and have the whole courthouse yet to explore. This is going to be a 2-part episode. So stay tuned. I will get the next one up as soon as possible, and we'll probably be almost done with it by the time you finish watching this one. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Give me a like. Give me a comment on what you thought of this week's episode and what you think is going to happen in the second part. I'm very much looking forward to going through the rest of the footage, and it will still start off in the beginning with the basement because that's how much came through. Thank you guys as always, and I'll see you next week. Same witch, same location,
same channel.